I'll give a little bit of my love to you. There's so much that we need to share, so send a smile to show you care. I'll give a little bit, I'll give a little bit of my life for you. So give a little bit, give a little bit of your time to me. See the man with the lonely eyes, oh, take his hand, you'll be surprised. Give a little bit, give a little bit of your love to me. Give a little bit, I'll give a little bit of my life to you. Now's the time that we need to share, so find yourself, we're on our way back home. Oh, going home. Don't you need to feel at home? Oh yeah, we gotta sing. Come a long way, such a long ride. Come a long way, sing it tonight.
I specifically. That's easy for me to say. I specifically requested that we open with that song today, and I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, this song, it just keeps going through my head. We have to do it in service again, and we only did it like a month ago, right? Yeah. So I was like, so let's do the song again today. And then I realized why it was so prevalent in my brain. Has anybody seen that video that's making the rounds on the internet right now? It's backed by this song. It's really spectacular. It's a spectacular video. You know, I'll post it on our center's Facebook page. It is security camera footage of people doing good deeds. That's backed by this song. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful, and so that's why it's been in my brain. So good morning. How is everyone? Fantastic. Okay, so I've had a really great weekend so far. I officiated a wedding yesterday. Two members of our service who, when I was leaving the reception last night, they said, "You do know that we're not going to be in service tomorrow?" I said, "Yeah, I kind of gathered that." Rob and Kathleen, they usually sit right over here, and so I officiated their wedding last night. It was absolutely gorgeous, and that you can. I mean, I can't. I'm just overwhelmed with what that experience was. It was a beautiful, beautiful wedding. But we got a lot of stuff happening right here at the center, and I want to let you know about it. First of all, I'm going to invite Ryan Hawk up here to talk to you for a moment about an event that we have happening in December, right here at the center. And he's been working on making this event happen, and I've been, doing whatever I can to help.
Busy bee.
There you go.
How are you guys doing? So at the end of this month, Jonathan, myself, and some other wonderful human beings are putting together an event called Birth 2012. The essence of this event is to celebrate the emergence of the universal human and to celebrate, hopefully, the 1,000 years of peace. And it's going to include an opportunity for people to learn more about what Birth 2012 is in the morning part, an activation, a very amazing experience, and then it culminates in the evening with a party. and an awesome one at that. So we're looking forward to having as many of you people there as possible. Tickets are going to be sold very, very, very soon, like in the next week. I've got all that stuff ready. And so there's a website that includes a lot of information regarding Birth 2012 and beyond, all the things we're going to be doing in the new year. So I'll write something down, leave it at the front so that you can get to the website, learn all about it. And my time is up. Richest blessings.
Thank you, Ryan. It's on December 22nd. It's a Saturday. It's on a Saturday. Starts right here at 1:30 is the first part of the event, and then the party's in the evening. So I'm going to correct you just a little bit. Not 1,000 years of peace. Infinite peace. Infinite peace. And you know where infinite peace starts? It starts with each and every one of us. This is what we're going to be celebrating that day. Is we're going to be celebrating this energy, this power, more actively embodied by each and every one of us, and allowing that to be how we transform the world. So I really encourage you all, like he says, tickets are going to go on sale very quickly, soon, next week. Next week. This is the producer and me coming out. Like, you needed to have tickets here today, brother. But we'll have tickets next week. And I do encourage you all to join us on that day. We do have a board meeting coming up November 27th. That's this Tuesday. And if you are a member of the center, you're welcome to join us at the board meetings. That's going to be at 7 o'clock right here. We actually meet downstairs. Also, Wednesday, we continue class, Science of Mind 102, The Nature of Effective Prayer. Basically, how do you take this philosophy and how do you incorporate it into your life productively and pragmatically? That's what we learn in class. So that's continuing this Wednesday at 7 o'clock. We are going to be screening on December 9th, The Way, Martin Sheen movie about the Camino del Santiago pilgrimage in Spain, well, France into Spain, which is a pilgrimage I want to do sometime when I actually take a sabbatical after I've been here long enough so I can, justify taking a sabbatical. I want to do the pilgrimage. But this movie is all about a man who loses his son and he does the pilgrimage. And we're going to be screening that film here Sunday, December 9th, right after service. I do want to remind everybody that we have a Christmas tree on our wall out there, our beautiful construction paper Christmas tree that was created by the kids in our youth program, and they have decorated it with paper ornaments. Well, if you take one of the ornaments off of the tree, on the back is going to be written an item that we ask you then to pick up and bring here, and we will be delivering all of these items to the Red Door Family Shelter. I do want to let everybody know that next week is the last week for us to collect things because they have a deadline when they will accept things. So please take some ornaments off the tree, get some stuff, bring it in and help, because this is a big outreach thing for me that I'm really passionate about. So please participate in that. If you are a new person here, who's new here for the first time today? Welcome. So glad you joined us. It's great to have you here. We do have information and books and all kinds of stuff you can check out there. If you want to sign up for our newsletter, you can do that in the lobby. But it's great to have you bring your conscious awareness and join with us today. So thank you for being here. We do have volunteer opportunities, social media ambassadors, tech positions, youth programs. You can talk to me about that. You can talk to Margaret Ann about that, who is our beautiful volunteer coordinator. I'm so grateful to you for all that you do. If you'd like to volunteer, volunteers are what makes this place run, not me. It's the volunteers that make this place happen. So I encourage you to step up and volunteer. Also, we do have a spiritual mind treatment request box. If there's something that's weighing heavily on you, don't let it weigh heavily on you any longer. Fill out a spiritual mind treatment request form, put it in the box, and one of our brilliant practitioners will handle that for you in mind. I'm also going to invite our practitioners who are present today to stand up. These brilliant women are our practitioners in the center, and they are available. They are available for prayer after the service. So if you'd like to speak to one of them and have a prayer done, you can do that as well. So thank you so much. Yes. Yes. Did we just get that notification today or on Monday about the exam? That was just on Monday, so I haven't been able to make a Sunday announcement. Okay. So remember a few weeks ago they took their written exam? They all passed. And not only did they pass, They all got higher marks than I did when I took my written exam. I went back and looked it up. You all got higher marks than I did when I took my written exam. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we can tell you what to do.
No. Did you hear that? She said, so we can tell you what to do? No. So here we are at the Center for Spiritual Living Toronto. That's all the announcements. So let's get on with this. I'm going to arrange things here. Okay. Now that's upside down. All right. So here we are. Here we are. Here I am. There you are. Why are you here? Oh, you have no idea. To celebrate.
God.
To celebrate God.
In all of us.
In all of us. What is God? It is us. And everything. It is the abundant aspect of the universe. It is the energy of the universe. It is spirit. We call it spirit. We call it the beloved. We call it by many names, but what we understand is that it is an infinite presence that is expressing itself by means of creation throughout all things. Everything seen and unseen is God. And so that is what we celebrate. That's what I choose to celebrate here. And clearly, I didn't get as much sleep last night, Gail, because I was, at this wedding reception. But boy, I've got a lot of energy today. But that's what we choose to celebrate here, and I get so jazzed up about that. So we do this in many, many ways. One of the ways that we do our celebration is that we read the Declaration of Principles, which is in your songbook on the inside of the front page. And as you make this statement, you're making a statement into a universal law that is simply acting and corresponding based on your belief about this statement. So as we read this together, really check in with what is your belief? Is there doubt about what you're reading? And if there is, just look at it. Just look at it. Figure out, is it something that you want to embody? And if so, you're at choice to make that happen. So let's read this together. I believe that the spiritual and material universe are one. I believe that whether I call it God, spirit, energy, or universal consciousness, every person, place, and thing emanates from this one creative source. I believe that spirit is an infinite, loving intelligence operating in and through all life, never separate from anyone or anything. I believe in cause and effect. I believe that it is done unto me as I believe, and as I think, so I become. I live this now, and I rejoice in it. And so it is, and so it is. So on that, I'm going to invite our reader today, Wim, to the microphone. I know I turned everything around today, so well. So I have to punt now. So please, this is the new paradigm. You're going to stand here, and I'm going to hand you a microphone. No more like coming up here. That doesn't feel right to me. Take the podium.
Yes, he does.
Leave me alone. Hi, y'all.
Hi.
I'm Wim. My reading is my favorite quotes stuck on my fridge, installment 2. And I've kept it down to 12. How's that? Number 4. Stay with me.
Okay. I'm with you.
Number 1. I deserve the best life has to offer because I exist. And nothing you have ever done or not done qualifies you. And number 2. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Number 3. The ultimate goal in life is to be emancipated from all discord of every nature. And number 4. What you believe, you receive, and what you doubt, you live without. And number 5. You can wait, delay, paralyze yourself, or reduce your creativity almost to nothing. But you cannot abolish it. 6, forgiveness is the ability to give up the hope that the past could have been different. And number 7, let me remember that I look to the past to prevent the present from dawning on my mind. Emphasis on let me remember. 8, do not worry about being old. Be glad you are. And sticking with old, number 9, growing old is compulsory. Growing up is optional. Number 10, I am the only reason my life is the way it is. And number 11, nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. Stop shaking. How come you don't do that?
I was an actor for 20 years. That's why I don't do that.
Number 12. The last one. An untrained mind is like a wild elephant in a room. It can be extremely destructive. Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Thank you. There are no mistakes. It's very interesting that you specifically said emphasis on remember. Yeah. You'll understand why right now. The one thing that the only thing we're ever really trying to do is remember the truth of who we are. That's the entire purpose of this philosophy, to really remember the truth and embody this truth more deeply at all times. I'll switch to this microphone now. And so, we're going to do a real chant today. Normally we've called this the chant position, but we kind of put in a song and everybody sings a song. But this is truly a chant, and you'll catch on very, very quickly. There are 2 parts, and I will lead you through it. So I'm going to ask the band to go ahead and play. And as you start to slip into just hearing the music, just simply know that who you are is special. Who you are is good. Who you are is God. And so the first part of the chant goes like this. I am remembering who I am. 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 And so the next part of the chant goes like this. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering. And so now, you get to choose which part you want to sing. And we'll all sing it together. And simply allow yourself to be washed away and washed up in the feeling of what you're singing and saying. Here we go. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering.
this blessed moment, right here, right now, I remember who I am. I am the expression and the outpouring of the divine being. I am love, I am power, and I stand in my glory and my poise, ready to express, to be who I am, to know who I am, to stand in this moment free, bright, brilliant in all possibility, because I am one with God. I am God, the expression of it, always revealing, always loving, always expressing, and always giving and receiving. I am in this flow of divine intelligence that is my mind expanding and growing, knowing more and more of who I am. I remember easily with grace and with thanksgiving and gratitude. I remember I am one with God in this moment, the truth of my knowing. I am grateful for this knowing, grateful that I know who I am, who I will always be. I am, God is, and I am. And I allow this, I open to this, and I celebrate my oneness. I remember who I am with gratitude and joy. In this moment, I release these words to the law of mind, knowing it is done. It is me now. And together we say, and so it is.
So this song, the big song of the day. Here, I will move this so you can have a better view of the band. I'm just not going to introduce it. I just want the band to sing it because this is a song that resonates with me, and I'm going to talk a lot about it during my talk. So please welcome the band singing the song of the day. I'm not even telling you what the song is.
But a song we sing, and fear's the way we die. You can make the mountains ring, or make the angels cry. Though the bird is on the wing, and you may not know why. Surely pass. And when the one that left us here returns for us at last, we are but a moment's sunlight fading in the grass. Smile on your brother, everybody get together. Try to love one another right now. Come on. the song I sing, you will understand.
Listen.
You hold the key to love and fear, all in your trembling hand. And one key unlocks them both. It's there at your command. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on your brother. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Right now, right now.
How you feeling? Yeah. So, so here's the way this works. I write a talk title at some point during the week. I have a vague idea of what I'm going to talk about. Sunday morning, I get up at 6:30 a.m. You know, I mean, you've heard this story, right? I take my walk to Starbucks after I've gotten ready, and I sit at Starbucks and I type out notes. And then I get here, and I usually don't follow them exactly. Today is really no different, and I will tell you. So we're rehearsing the song this morning, and all of a sudden I'm like, I need the lyrics to that, and I started like looking up all this information on the internet, and I was like, okay, because my whole talk changed. It actually didn't. So I am going to address the topic of the day, which is truth or friction. And I am going to address that. But it actually goes so well with this song. So first of all, the music of the 60s. I was so born at the wrong time, because this is what I totally resonate with. Psychedelic rock, right? I'm going to talk all about that. Because this has been like the big topic. Like, well, who did that? There's quite a history to this song, which is the internet. This is the research I was doing on the internet today. So, but first of all, I want to talk a little bit about the lyric of the song. It starts off with, love is but a song we sing. Love is but a song we sing. This is what I sing every single week. Love is but a song we sing, and fear's the way we die. Wow, that sounds so depressing, doesn't it? But here's the deal. You're either in love or you're in fear. You are either in love or you are in fear. And if you are in fear, what's happening in your life? You're attracting more fear, first of all. Absolutely. You're attracting more fear, but you're basically allowing the livelihood of your existence to dwindle away. Because as you attract more fear into your life and more to be fearful of in your life, you live less and less. I mean, how many of us have ever experienced going through a bout of fear? We've experienced it, right? And it feels like you get onto that road of fear, and then things compound, and it's just like it snowballs into this great big fear. That's the technical term. Blah, blah. The only thing that will ever combat. This is why I should prepare my talks better. The only thing that will combat fear is love. That's it. That's it. You know, I look at, I wasn't going to talk about this today, but now it's coming up. I look at what was happening in the Middle East, in Israel and the Gaza Strip last week. And I look at that and I think, the philosophy, the ideology, what's happening there is it's totally based in fear. Fear of the other, fear of something different, fear of not feeling part of something. Because here's what we do. We fear of the other is we simply start to separate ourselves. And the more we separate ourselves from others with this idea, this notion that somehow we are different, which we're not, the more we do that, the more we live in fear. So it's been breaking my heart to see what's been happening there. And, I hate to affirm that it's not a new thing, because it's not, right? But at what point are we going to get to the place where and it's up to us in this room. I'm going to tell you this. It is up to us in this room, because we are responsible for it if we are witness to it. We are responsible for it. How do we take responsibility for it, and how do we then effect change for the Middle East? Anyone have an idea? Any thought?
Know the truth about it.
Know the truth about it. The truth is, there is an underlying sense of understanding and unity, that there is one power, there is one presence. And the more we know this in our own minds, the more we affect the world around us. I do believe, and this goes so well with what's happening in December, on December 22nd, right here at the center, we are stepping into a new paradigm of thought. We are stepping into a new paradigm of what this world is. We are stepping into a new paradigm of experience and existence. We are birthing the universal human, each and every one of us. And this is what we're going to be celebrating on December 22nd. This is why I'm very passionate and very excited about this event. Love is but a song we sing, and fear is the way we die. Now, there's for me, one of the most important lyrics, so we had a little joke about this downstairs, because in the Youngbloods version, by the way, Paul, it's the Youngbloods version. Yes. In the Youngbloods version, it starts off, if you hear the song I sing, you will understand. Listen. Right? So then we had this joke, because Tanis was doing that all through the rehearsal, and as a joke. And then she said, then we were talking about it downstairs, and she asked, basically, do you want me to do that during the service? I said, yes. Because they actually are calling attention to what I think is the most important lyric in this entire song. So listen. You hold the key to love and fear all in your trembling hand. Just one key unlocks them both. It's there at your command. You hold the key to love and fear all in your trembling hand. Just one key unlocks them both. It's there at your command. So which door are you opening? Which door are you opening? Because one key will unlock them both. What is your choice today? What is your choice today? Because I can stand up here and I can, get very excited and very rambunctious, and at some point today, maybe the Southern Baptist minister will come out. Maybe. But all I'm up here ever saying is it's up to you. It's up to you. I can be the cheerleader, but you're the one you are each the ones who have to do the work for yourself to open the door to love, to open the door to more abundant living, to open the door to the activity of God to be expressed through you, which, by the way, is all that's ever happening, really. But what is your choice in terms of how you are going to use that activity? Because that's up to you. This is the great gift that we have been given. If we could say there was a gift that was bestowed upon us by the divine, which there isn't, because there's nothing outside of us, it's the gift that we have accepted for ourselves. The gift is this: we have choice. We have choice to live our lives in any way we want. We have choice. What choice are you making today? So now I'm going to tell you a little bit about this song. Because we did this song at the NoHo Art Center for New Thought at one point, and I remember looking it up then, and then I thought, wow, this is a very prolific song. So the song was written in 1964 by Chet Powers. And it was also Chet Powers who originally recorded the song in 1964. The song was also recorded, get this, by David Crosby in 1964. Did you know that? David Crosby recorded this song. Yeah, Crosby, Stills, and Nash. However, that recording was not released until 2002. And now I'm like, oh, I want to go find that recording. 1966, Jefferson Airplane recorded the song. How many of you are familiar with that version? Yeah, I was actually familiar with that version, Jefferson Airplane. 1969, The Carpenters. Yes, 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 The Carpenters. 1970, Ray Stevens. Uh-huh. 1989, The Indigo Girls. I don't have dates on these. 2004. So this made me laugh. 2004, Wilson Phillips. Yeah. I hear, who's that? It's one of those pop bands of a time that, you know, that I grew up like in high school and college was like, oh, Wilson Phillips. No guitars. All, yeah. Anne Murray has also recorded it. Winona Judd has also recorded it. But the most popular, probably, and the one that you're most familiar with was in 1967. That was the Youngbloods. The Youngbloods. Now, the other question that came up today is, what is the name of the song? Do you know what the name of the song is? Most people know the song as Get Together. Get Together, right? The actual title of the song is Let's Get Together. And then we sing the song. Nowhere in the song does it say, let's get together. But then I was explaining to Tanis that actually, if you go back far enough and you listen to some of these early recordings, it's, come on, people now, smile on your brother, let's get together, try to love one another right now. So it's actually just shifted in terms of the arrangements and how people have been presenting the song. And then I found this really, really interesting little tidbit. I mean, all of this is courtesy of Wikipedia. And I'm just going to read this. Following the September 11th terrorist attacks, the media conglomerate company Clear Channel Communications included the Youngbloods version of the song on a list of lyrically questionable songs that was sent to its 1,200 radio stations in the United States. Lyrically questionable. Here's, and don't get me started on it. Here's the big media conglomerate that is now telling you what you can and cannot listen to. Don't listen to the message that love and fear are but two doors that you can walk through. You have the key. Which one are you going to choose? Don't listen to the message of, come on, let's get together. Try to love one another. I just don't get it. Like, I just don't get it. It was that little bit, I was like, really? Just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to me. So, say again?
Doesn't make any money.
It doesn't make any money. There you go. Fear makes a lot of money. Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't want to go there today. All right. So you've got the key that opens both doors. Fear, love, fear, love, fear, love, fear, love, fear. Fear. If we're going now to the talk title, fear is friction. Truth is love. Truth is love. So here's the big question. Do you believe that you can live a frictionless life?
Yes. Yeah.
How many of you say yes? How many of you say no? Not as many in the no category. You know what? Okay, so I will answer that question. Do I mean in theory? Do I mean in theory? Is it possible? Do you believe that you can live a frictionless life? Yes, but at what point are you going to make the choice to make theory your reality? Because we can see, I talk about it, I say this frequently from up here. We can intellectualize and learn this stuff till, the cows come home, and we can sit here and feel really good on a Sunday, and, we can really think about this stuff a lot, and then we walk out the doors, and we've left the theory behind. We're not actually embodying and living this principle. So at what point are you going to make the decision to live the principle? Because that's where theory becomes reality, when you make the decision to not allow it to anymore be theory. So, do you believe you can live with friction in this life? Here's the next question. Do you want to?
Yes, absolutely.
What's the benefit of friction? Is there a benefit to friction? What is the benefit to friction? Drama. Heat. Learning. Reflection. Oh, so change. So here's the interesting thing. We're talking about some good things here, right? That friction can lead to growth and change and heat and ignition.
You don't have to be out there. You can hide.
You can hide, certainly. So I don't necessarily say that friction is a terrible thing. But know when you've had enough, and know when you've learned the lesson, and then move into truth. So what is friction? Friction, conflict caused by clash of will, temperament, or opinion. That's really the friction I'm talking about. Conflict caused by clash of will, temperament, or opinion. So will. Will is the fixed desire or human intention. Will, we get so messed up. We get so messed up in our minds about will, because the other thing is many of us will come, well, I don't, but many people come to this philosophy from other spiritual philosophies where they hear all the time about the will of God. And what is the will of God for you? And how are you going to live based on this will of God, right? So what is that? What is the will of God? Now, do you know that we teach divine will within this philosophy? So in that sense, we teach there is a will of God. Oh. Everybody's like, what? We teach that there's a will of God?
I gotta go.
You gotta go? I've actually, so just because you say that, I've actually thought at some point, I should have done it on April Fool's Day. Because April Fool's Day fell on a Sunday this year, and I was going to come in and say, so I've decided to take a new idea, and I've decided that we all need to accept Jesus Christ as our personal Lord and Savior. So, no, well, here's the thing. If that's your belief and you believe that that's what works for you, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. My personal belief is that doesn't work for me. And I suspect if you're here, that may not work for you. But I'm not going to get into that. So there is divine will. A lot of things I'm not getting into today. There is divine will. What is divine will? There's one divine will. Love. You know why it's love? Now, we're not talking about romantic love. I'm not talking about romantic love, even though romantic love is an expression of the greater idea of love. Love is the givingness of spirit to itself to create. The only divine will is that God creates. That's what God is here to do by means of each and every one of us. It's also what God is here to do, because I love to do this, right? As the wall. If God is all there is, and God is all there is, it's an infinite presence and intelligence that is operating throughout the entire universe. This must be just as creative as we are. Now, this does not have choice. This does not have the wall. I mean, I'm assuming, I don't know. Does the wall have choice? Maybe it has moved. Well, I don't know, right? Maybe the wall has moved. But my relation to it, in my own mind, means that like my relationship to it seems like it hasn't moved. But maybe it has moved based on my smacking it. The divine will of God is to create. That's it. And it is creating by means of each and every one of us. And it is allowing us the choice within this mode of creation to make choices in our lives to experience whatever we want to experience. So, friction is also conflict caused by temperament, which I thought was an interesting word. Temperament. Temperament can lead to friction. Temperament is a behavioral tendency that we may or may not have in any direction. So what is your behavioral tendency? Is it one of, I must experience the friction of life to learn? Because here's the next thing. Or is it, I trust and know that everything is always unfolding for my highest good, and I can learn without the lessons? Because the truth is, you can learn without the lessons, to the degree that you embody the divine spirit, which is already who and what you are. But if the lessons show up, for crying out loud, learn from them. Because here's what some people do. The lesson shows up. Oh, I've learned that lesson. I come over here. Oh, that same lesson is showing up. Okay, so I must now learn that lesson. Okay. And then it shows up again. I gotta learn this lesson. And then they get desperate because they haven't learned the lesson. Why haven't they learned the lesson? Because they keep thinking they need the lesson. Once you learn the lesson, recognize it. Know that the lesson has been taught. You no longer need it in your experience. But you don't then deny. You don't deny that it was there, and you don't deny the lesson and the experience of the lesson. You start to affirm what you learned from the lesson. That's how you eliminate the lesson showing up again. So there are people who are out there who are learning the lesson, and they've been brought up with this lesson of lack. And so lack shows up in their life in any number of ways. I will talk about it specifically around financial lack. Financial lack shows up in your life. Okay, I gotta get a job because that's how I'm gonna make money, and then I can be out of financial lack. Well, first of all, you're going about the lesson in a slightly wrong way, I will tell you, because you're assuming that the job is going to be the fix of your life. The job does not fix the lack. Because here's what's happening. You're going to the job and you're saying, this is the answer. This thing outside of myself, this thing in the world of form is going to fix the problem. It never fixes the problem. You must first understand that you, in your own mind, are to come to the understanding that abundance is your birthright. Do you hear me? Abundance is your birthright. Why is that true? Because you are the divine. The divine is infinite abundance, and if you are the divine expressing, then you must have infinite abundance at your disposal. When do you start embodying that idea? Because I'll tell you what, did I talk about your bank account? Did I talk about your job? No. Once you really begin to embody the principle and you embody this idea, the bank account and the job take care of themselves. And so it is. The reason that works is because we teach one thing. Well, we teach many things, but the one thing that I'm going to tell you about is we teach a creative principle. Everything. Can I be any clearer? Everything starts in mind. You can create based on your reactions to things outside of the self. You can create based on, oh, my bank account is low, I must get a job. You can create from that place. I will tell you, it's probably not going to be very lasting, because if your tendency in thought is to look at your bank account and see it as low, then that's what you're going to keep creating. Everything starts in thought. If you want to have an abundant life, you must think abundantly. So that's your behavioral tendency. What is your behavioral tendency? Are you in the mode of behaving with a tendency towards abundance or lack? So friction is also caused, my favorite, by a clash of opinion. Oh, how many of us experience this all the time? All the time. So there's this interesting, so you know what, I wasn't going to talk about this wedding. But I am going to talk about the wedding. I don't know if they're watching. They were up early. They were on Facebook. So I'm going to, because they said to me, oh, we're not going to be at service. But they were up early. I saw their activity on Facebook. I'm not a stalker much. So here's what happened at the wedding. Two vastly different cultures. to vastly different cultures basically being united by this couple getting married. And there is the potential, because there's different ideologies in terms of a religious philosophy, there were different ideologies in terms of social norms. There was a lot of ideology that was showing up, right, at this experience. Now, the bride and the groom were very smart. And I'm not doing this to give myself props, but they asked me to officiate their wedding because of the philosophy that we teach. Because and you know what's interesting too? So I do use the G word, right? I use it a lot, and it used to tweak people in this service, and now I'm saying get over it. I use the G word, I use the word God. I know, shocking. It's just a name, it's just a word. It's just a word that helps me describe something that is totally undescribable. It's just to help us understand that when I talk about God, I'm talking about the divine presence within. That's it. So I went through the entire service. I did the entire service without once saying the word God. They also asked me to get up and do grace over dinner, right? Which is an interesting thing, because I said to them, just be prepared, because when I'm just in the flow of treatment, I say God. And the bride and groom were like, well, we don't care, that's fine. It's interesting, I didn't say God during grace either. But here's this idea that you can have friction based on a clash of opinion. So I don't know what the overriding opinions were, but as soon as everybody came together in this celebration of love, all opinion faded away. And they understood it as one thing, that it is a unifying experience, and we are recognizing that there is one unity that is being expressed and lived by each and every one of us. Opinion doesn't matter. Now, this comes from somebody who has a lot of opinions. But ultimately, if I really step into the truth, all opinion fades away. There's no point, there's no need for it. Because the other thing that happens is, if I hold too firmly to my own opinion, I'll get myself in a lot of trouble. I will get myself in a lot of trouble. So frequently I'm talking about opinion, fact, judgment, truth. Oh, so what's the difference between judgment and opinion? Any ideas? For those of you who are taking mental muscle now, this is a little hint, because this week is coming up soon, just so you're aware. The difference between judgment and opinion is that judgment has heat. And judgment is when you start to take things personally. Opinion, you don't necessarily take it personally. And it can be totally impersonal. This is just my opinion, right? If you step into making it personal, that's judgment. So we do frequently think that friction is required. Is friction required? It's not required, no. How many of you are still living friction in your life? Off and on? I like to think that I'm no longer really living a friction-filled life. I mean, does it show up? Occasionally, but it dissipates real fast. So, friction dissipates when you go to the mode of healing. Now, when I talk about healing, this philosophy was started as a healing philosophy. How many of you knew that? Not many people know. It was actually the philosophy started with the concept that the mind could heal the physical body. So people were coming for physical healings of disease and, aspects of everything. That's how this philosophy started. Well, it actually started before that, but this branch and how we show up today was started there. The understanding of healing is only one thing. It is not about the cure for the ailment in form. Healing is a revealing of the divinity that is already present in any situation, not just in the physical body. If you need to be healed of your ideas of lack, the revelation of the divinity within is that you are the nature of abundance embodied. It sounds simple, right? It sounds simple. What is the point at which you're going to accept it as your belief? Because once you accept it as your belief, that's what shows up for you. Now, frequently, like I said, we think that friction is required in life, but it is not. When we pull back the veil of the form, when we pull back the seeming friction, when we pull away that which seems out of sorts and reveal the divinity within, everything shows up perfectly and aligns perfectly. Now, Ernest Holmes writes, because this is all about how do we do this mentally? And this is the question I get all the time. Great, it's a great philosophy. How do I do it? Come to class. But if you're not in class, here's how you do it. Ernest Holmes wrote about this. You ready? I mean, he wrote an entire book about this. You ready to read that? The Reader's Digest version. It's very funny. So here's how you heal. You heal through mental procedure. However, this is what Ernest Holmes writes about mental procedure. The particular form of mental procedure in this practice is unimportant. The all-important factor is whether or not one believes in and understands the spiritual nature of things. That's it. That's so simple. It is so simple. All you have to do is change your mind from one of this idea that there's something else out there. No, it is within you. It is who and what you are. Is that a plane? It's so funny. I rarely hear planes, and I've been hearing them a lot lately. Anyway, am I going crazy? Do you hear the plane? Okay, so when you understand the spiritual nature of things, when you understand that spirit is who and what you are, and you truly begin to embody this in every single moment, I've been saying this repeatedly for the last half hour. When you understand your spiritual nature, everything takes care of itself. You do not require friction when you come to that understanding and embodiment. You don't. You don't. So what are you focused on? That truth? Or are you know what it is?
No, what?
I'm speaking so loudly, I'm vibrating the strings. We need a bigger space. We already have a bigger space done in mind. That's what I'm focused on. That's the truth of this space, because this space, like I said 3 weeks ago, can no longer contain me. Are you focused on the spiritual truth, or are you focused on the friction in your life? Be focused on the spiritual truth. The more you focus on the friction in your life, the more of the friction you create. Friction only equals one thing. It equals doubt. It equals that you doubt that this is the truth in your life. And when you doubt, you better be ready for that doubt to show up at your doorstep.
Alice said, "Don't answer the door."
Don't answer the door. That's awesome.
That's right.
Pema Chodron. I love her too. I love her too. Talks about friction in this quote. Nothing ever goes away until it teaches us what we need to know. So, like I said before, if the friction is showing up, learn from it, and then it will go away. But until you truly learn from it, it will stay. Pull back the veil. There is an illusion that some of us are living with that truth is elusive. But if truth is everywhere, if spirit is everywhere, how could it possibly be elusive? The idea that spirit is an elusive thing is only in our own mind. All we need to do is open our eyes, remove the veil, and we will remove the need for friction. Now, the other thing that friction can do is, so I'm going to talk a little bit about, so you go to the gym, right? And you, if you work at machines, if you're lifting free weights, then this is not the deal. How many of you go to the gym? All right, so there are a few of you. You notice I didn't raise my hand. But when you go and you work on like the machines, right? The machines are using resistance, which is based in friction, to build the body. Now that can get exhausting, right? You're exhausting your body through using friction. So the other lesson today is friction is exhausting. It is exhausting. When you step into spirit, spirit is an inexhaustible energy. It is fully present at all points of time and space at the same time, fully, 100%. And it is inexhaustible. You can never feel tired when you truly align yourself with spirit. This is one of the things, so James Mellon, I'm going to do a James Mellon thing. I think he talks about this on CPR too. So there's this idea, like we go to the gym, right, and we're on the treadmill. On the treadmill. Oh, I'm feeling tired. Okay, I've been running for 2 minutes. I'm really tired. Okay. Whew. Wait a second. I'm spirit. And spirit is flowing through me right here and right now, and every cell of my body is spirit. And so, you know, it really changes your mind. If you really start to live in that, and try it. If you run on a treadmill, if you use an elliptical, if you ride, all of a sudden it's a gym talk. If you're riding on the, stationary bike, whatever you're doing, if you're tripping over your podium, whatever you're doing, remind yourself in the moment when you start to feel this exhaustion, when you start to feel this drain of energy, that there can never truly be a drain of energy, because there is one infinite energy fully present at all times, of all points of time and space at this moment, right here, right now. And this is the only moment that exists. It is totally inexhaustible. So you can, in that moment, remind yourself, wait, I am spirit embodied, and I do not need to experience feeling exhausted, because that's not the truth of spirit. So I have this conundrum now. Since I went so far off of my talk, I don't really know how to end it. But here's how I am going to go. So one of the things I wrote down here is, let's end the talk how I started it, which is actually about now halfway through my talk. Do you believe you can live a frictionless life?
Yes. Yes.
Every single one of you. Yes. Who believes this? Raise your hand. All right, not everybody. You're getting there. It's an idea. I'm telling you, you embody this, your life will transform. Do you want to live a frictionless life? Yes. I see here. Howard, he's like, no, I don't want to live. That's fine. But you know what? You're at choice. You are at choice. Here's the way that I want to eliminate friction from this entire world. Come on, people, now. Smile on your brother. Everybody, get together. Try to love one another right now. Are you up for that? Yes? Awesome. Namaste. Okay.
Can I just remind everybody that this Sunday, 1 year ago exactly, is when we voted to bring up Reverend Jonathan Zenz. So happy anniversary.
Yes, and I will tell you, it was this last Sunday of November. I was standing on stage at the Assistants League Playhouse. It was 9:30 in the morning for me, and we were getting our service pulled together there, right? Because they're 3 hours behind us. And I'm standing on the middle of the stage, and my phone rings, and I answer. I'm like, hello? And there's screaming in my phone. I'm like, whoa! I am so grateful to you, this community. I'm so grateful for what you have brought into my life, and I just, you know what, I'm going to use the word hope, which I almost never use. I hope that you feel you made the right decision.
Hell yeah.
I do. You know what? I live it every day. I do know that you made the right decision. I know that you made the right decision.
And you did too.
And you know what? I did too, because I'm at choice. I am at choice, and I'm very clear on that. I didn't have to come here, but I wanted to be here, and I wanted to build this community. And see, good segue. In terms of building this community, we've got 2 more weeks of our stewardship program. And today, speaking on stewardship, is going to be the lovely and talented Pierre Gautreau. But I'm going to invite you to come over here to the podium to speak on stewardship. There you are. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Wow, it's different over here. Wow. Great band.
Sit here for a moment.
We've been coming to the center 8 years?
Yeah, almost
9 years? When we first started, one of the first things I think I learned when we started coming was do what you love what you do. So simple. Do what you love what you do. And pursue the passion. Pursue the passion. Simple. Now I look back and I go, obviously I was using the science of mind already in my life to some extent because I was chasing her for about 30 years. So, where's the drums? No. So why do I support the Center for Spiritual Living, Toronto? Why do I do that? You've probably heard this before. And this all came like last night. We were on the couch and Tana said, so what are you talking about tomorrow? And I went, huh? But it all kind of came to me. Buy local, think global. Buy local, think universal. It's all the same. So by buying in locally here to this center, we're supporting it here. And then we can spread the word globally. It's the consciousness. It just manifests, and it just, the domino effect, it just keeps going and going. Now, we can also look at the Center for Spiritual Living. I thought of this last night. I thought, well, this is kind of neat. The Center for Spiritual Living is like the best organic farmer's market ever. And we get to have all the stuff without any of the toxins or crap or anything like that. We just get the pure stuff. That could be the tools, anything that we want to use, so we get that. Now, you can also look at the Center for Spiritual Living, like the Center for Spiritual Living's up here. Let's say Jonathan is the farmer. And we could look at it 2 different ways. We could be the fruit. And one in the back, right over there. We could be the vegetables. We could be all that. Now, we're all different types of fruit and vegetables, and some is sweeter than others, but we're all fruit, It's all good. Stop me if I'm going too long here. Again, why do we support the farmer? Well, CSL doesn't exist if we don't support the farmer. The farmer brings us. He's the farmer. It's this, again, the domino effect. So when we support the farmer, the market will continue, and it will grow and get bigger. So now we could also look at, let's say now we're not the fruit anymore, but we look at the food as spiritual nutrition. Again, Center for Spiritual Living is the market, and the tools is the food, which is our spiritual nutrition. Now, you go and you buy, let's say, you haven't tried a certain vegetable, broccoli. You've never tried broccoli. So you buy it, which would be a tool. Then you go home and you have it and you go, wow, that's awesome. But you wouldn't go, and never eat it again, you'd go back and get more broccoli. Because it's the tools that you're using, it's the reminder, and you go, I love broccoli. I'm going to go buy more broccoli. I'm going to go back to the market to get more. I'm going to go back to the center. Because, again, spiritual broccoli. That's right. So, yeah. Make whatever vegetable you want. But, so basically that's all I wanted to say. It's like, it's the market. This is our market. It's our farmers market, and we want it to grow and prosper and have all of those wonderful vegetables and fruit and tools to use at our disposal. And I just want to say, eat your veggies.
Thank you, Pierre. So, Pierre, you actually brought to mind something for me that was going around on the ministers' list not too long ago. Somebody was talking about, well, why would I want to go to? Well, so for lack of another term, why would I want to go to church? I don't remember what the pastor said. I don't remember what the pastor said at such and such time. Somebody had the best response to that. I bet you don't remember what you ate for dinner last week 3 months ago, but I bet it nourished you. Here's the deal. If this is your place of spiritual nourishment, I do encourage you to please support it. All we're asking with the stewardship program is that you make known what your financial commitment is in 2013. Just make a pledge, because this is how we responsibly make plans for this center moving into the next year. So please take a look at this packet, which is out there on the table, and it's got all kinds of question and answer and a lovely letter from me and a form to fill out. But please, this week and next week are the last 2 weekends for this stewardship drive, because based on whatever comes in the end of service next week, that's how I am going to budget the year 2013. So it's your choice. Do you want to grow and expand, or do you want to stay here? And not to make it sound like dire, but because I'll tell you what, we're going. We are going no matter what. I will find a way to make it work. But I do ask, if you receive spiritual nourishment from this place, that you please go on this journey with me and help us all out. So we are going to do our time of offering now as well. So whatever you are giving today, please take it out, hold it in your hand, and recognize that it is simply energy. It is a tool that we use to demonstrate the good of our lives. And if you want more of this stuff, start to live abundantly in mind first, and I guarantee more of it will show up. So as we sing together, today we're singing Infinite Love. Mm-hmm. Is there a number on that?
There is, but I didn't put it down.
All right, so it's somewhere in your songbook, this song, Infinite Love. We're going to sing that song as the baskets go around. I encourage you to stand up and dance and sing and have a good time as we celebrate abundance
Apparently,
together.
It might be number 3.
Number 3?
Is it?
Yes.
Excellent.
It's number 3.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2.
Infinite love flow through me. Infinite love flow through me. Infinite love flow through me. Help me to be all I can be. Infinite peace flow through me. Infinite peace flow through me. Infinite peace flow through me. Help me to be all I can be. Infinite joy flow through me. Infinite joy flow through me. Infinite joy flow through me. Help me to be all I can be. Infinite power flow through me. Infinite power flow through me.
I take a deep breath and I relax into this moment, knowing that all is one and one is all. And as I speak these words for myself, for each of us, and for this center of spiritual living, I am grateful. Grateful for every envelope, for every coin, every dollar, every bill. And I am grateful for every talent and every minute of time that is given so graciously and lovingly. I am grateful that this center is a vital, growing, expanding expression of the one. And each of us is a part of it, an integrate, valuable, loving part of it. And this gratitude is open, giving and receiving, loving, expanding, knowing. I am grateful, so grateful for this life and love that each of us brings to this center. In gratitude, I release this to the law of mind, knowing it expands and is present right now. And together we say, and so it is.
Thank you so much. So I do want to continue this understanding of gratitude and thank everyone who helped make today's service possible. Linda, Lisa, and Christina were our greeters to set up today. They set up today. Judy and Susan were our greeters today, and I'm grateful to them. Wim, thank you so much for that wonderful reading. I want that, by the way. I want to put that on my refrigerator. Lorna and Marg are working in the bookstore today, so I'm grateful to them for what they do. Margaret Ann, thank you for your beautiful treatments during service. And Helen Dino Brega, thank you for your meditation before service. So appreciated. Our board members today, Tony and Susan, thank you so much for your service. In the sound booth is Nick. I really want to thank the band. I also want to thank the band for going with the flow with me, because I throw stuff up them. I'm like, we got to do this, and we got to do this. And then they're just always like, okay, we'll do it. Hi, Lou on camera. Thank you so much for ensuring that we go out to the world live and also following up when we post it on YouTube. We are going to be having, I'm just going to, one little bit of not housekeeping, but a little bit of business. We are going to be doing our general membership meeting in 2013 at the end of January. This is a shift. It used to be in March. But I have decided that we are going to do it at the end of January because with respect to the business of the center, our fiscal year is January to December, and it didn't make sense to have our general membership meeting at the end of the first quarter. So we're going to be doing it at that time. We will be electing... We will be electing board members. There are 3 positions that are going to be available. I know 2 people are going to be running for the same position. There is one person, though, who has fulfilled her term and has reached her term limit.
Did I say that out loud?
Because there are term limits imposed by the province of Ontario, Tanis will have to step off of the board now, and there will be a new. I'm talking to some people. I will let you know. If you're interested in running for the board, talk to me, because we have ideas, but we are, we're insulated on the board. But if you have an idea that you might want to contribute in that way, talk to me, and we can certainly have a conversation about that. But if you want to vote in that meeting, one of the rules, it's part of our bylaws, is you must be a member at least 30 days in advance of the meeting. So that means if you are not a member and you would like to vote, you need to fill out a membership form sometime between now and December 27th. So I'm just letting you all know that if you want to vote, that is a requirement according to our bylaws. So that's the business thing. On to the better business, which is remembering who we are. Because that's what this is really all about. Remembering who we are. Remembering that there is one life, there is one intelligence. There is one infinite source. It is the creative aspect of our lives. And it is what we are using to create and move forward in our lives. And so this is what I choose to put my focus on right here and right now. And if it's comfortable, to simply relax into your seats. If you want to close your eyes, you can do that. Just simply reflect on what you've heard today. How does it resonate with you? Does it resonate with you? What does resonate with you? How are you going to more actively live your life? For you're the one who is at choice to live your life exactly as you decide. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release. As my heart opens up to the voice, I awake to these precious moments when I hear all that could ever be said, and right here in this holy silence I find God. I find myself. I find God when I find myself. I know God when I know myself. I express God when I express myself. I love God when I love myself. Right here and right now, this is what I stand for. A deeper embodiment of this understanding that that is all there is, simply a divine presence throughout all of time and space, expressing, understanding, knowing, and it is happening by means of each and every one of us. We are all of us, unique, brilliant, individualized aspects of the divine. We are all facets on that beautiful diamond of spirit. And we each reflect light in our own beautiful, perfect way. And so I accept more of this. I accept more and more and more. For it all comes from this inexhaustible resource. And in this, I am so grateful. I am so grateful for this experience. I am so grateful for the time we have shared together today. I am so grateful for this teaching. And I am so grateful for the opportunity to make choice in living this more deeply every day. And in gratitude, I simply allow my word to be. I release it to that perfectly corresponding law. I know it is complete right here and right now. It is done. It is so. And together we say, and so it is. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release. As my heart opens up to the voice, I awake to these precious moments when I hear all that could ever be said. And right here in this holy silence I find God. Oh, I find God. I find myself. so it is. And so finally, what's our last song?
Let your love flow.
We're going to let our love flow. And again, I don't think it's...
It's number 21.
It's number 21 in your books. Oh, it is on there. Yay!
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's a reason for the sunshine sky, and there's a reason why I'm feeling so high. Must be the season when the love lights shine all around us. Hey. So let that feeling grab you deep inside and send you reeling where your love can't hide, and then go stealing through the moonlit nights with your lover. Oh, let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you'll know what I mean, it's the season. Let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love find you to all living things, and let your love shine. And you'll know what I mean, that's the reason. Yeah, there's a reason, yeah, for the warm sweet nights, and there's a reason for the candlelight. Must be the season when those love lights shine all around us. So let that wonder take you deep in space and lay you under. It's love and embrace, just feel the thunder as it warms your face. You can't hold back. Come on. Let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you'll know what I mean, it's the season. Yeah. Oh, let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love find you to all living things, and let your love shine. And you'll know what I mean, that's the reason. You'll let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love go with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show. And you'll know what I mean, that's the reason. Oh, yeah, let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love find you to all living things, and let your love shine. And you'll know what I mean, that's the reason. And let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean, that's the reason. And let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean, that's the reason.
Have a great week, everyone.